Hello and welcome back to Season 3 of the Nama Bengaluru League 11s. This match is between Monarch FC and Strides FC. Strides FC, they're the top of the table and yet to fall. Monarch FC, they're on the bottom side, they're ninth. This could be their chance for a major victory. But Strides are definitely the favourites to win at this time. So things are going to be heating up very soon as we begin with the Kaveri Hospital style kickoff. And we're off. Touch and go here. Over to Strides. Strides with the ball. They're in control. Player down. Stride Sports. Sending it forward. Back and forth here. Just finding their footing. Starting things off with some early touches. Monarch FC yet to really tackle them. Acquire that ball. Pick up there with a deflection. And another deflection there. Past the line. Now when it comes to these teams, you got Stride. They're a new team with high energy. That might be one of their reasons why they're so high up on that leaderboard. They press hard and they attack very quickly. As for Monarch FC, they built an identity for themselves so far across Season 3. They built an identity in terms of controlling and passing and facing off against some all-star teams, holding their own. Stride Sports with the ball. And the ball goes wide. Got some real all-star players, Monarch FC, Anirudh, Arjun, Adi, Budhan. Up in the air. Monarch FC looking to gain that ball. Picked up by Strides. Even though Stride, as I said, were the favourites to win, Monarch FC could definitely give them a run for their money if they pull out all the stops, as they've been known to do so in the past. Monarch FC have been able to crown themselves with some glory in some games. This could be an opportunity for them to really make their mark. Even as we approach the end game of the Nama Bengaluru League. Good header there. But we pass the line. Throw in. Over to Stride, who are definitely taking the strong suit in terms of possession early on. That could be a good sign for them. Stride with some excellent fancy footwork here. Looking to advance past the line. Throw in. Monarch TFC. Scramble for the ball. There's a mad dash over there. Good deflection. And the ball goes past. That'll be a throw in. Got some all-star players for Stride. That is Bothang and Mohammed Dilshad. Indeed, Mohammed Dilshad, he was the one who scored the equaliser in the last game against the Stallions. Monarch FC wheeling forward, looking to advance here. Saved by the defence of Stride. Stride looking to advance here. Good save by the goalkeeper. Over to Monarch FC with a kick. Going long, going strong. Up in the air. Past the line. Over to Stride. Stride wheeling forward, but the whistle blows. That was offside. No doubt they'll take it in stride, as they have all throughout the league so far. Ball surges forward. Stride are going in for it. They're going in, and they shoot, and they just about missed it. A beautiful save by the goalkeeper. That was so close. They came inches away from scoring a goal. And they're looking to make that into a penalty. Or at the very least, develop something from that, but nevertheless, that'll be a goal kick for Monarch FC. Very close. Right on the edge of it. And they kept us on the edge of our seats. That is the hallmark of an all-star team. There's a reason they're at the top of the table. Good header. Back to the goalkeeper. A lot of safety there, but you can't be too safe. There's nothing wrong with that. Over to Stride. It looked like it was going to be a near run thing there. Should absolutely have been a goal. Thanks to the save from the phenomenal goalkeeper of Monarch FC. It wasn't. And they're going for it again here. They're wheeling forward, and it dives in! It's a goal! A goal for Stride Sports. They teased us a little bit there, but then they absolutely delivered with a goal. Goal scorer for Strides FC, Arya Shetty. And just like that, Strides are definitely aiming for a high goal scoring match. Early on in this first half, they've already scored 9 minutes in. That really shows you where their ambitions lie. Can Monarch DFC pull off a counter-attack? Oh, they're going for it here. Deflection by the defense and a save by the goalkeeper. What a phenomenal goal that was by Arya Shetty. He was right primed in the position for it, but it could have still very well have been a miss. But he knew exactly where he wanted to land. He wanted to land right into the side of the goal. And there was such force and such precision poured into it that it was almost certain to be a goal. Throw in. Free kick. So it'll be an excellent, great first start for Strides. They've made some stride in capturing a goal, putting themselves in the lead. 10 minutes in, Stride Sports FC 1, Monarch DFC 1, and it could have been a 2 here if they had been able to carry that momentum. Monarch DFC with 0 and Stride Sports with 1. Corner kick for Stride. They're keeping themselves very composed, acting as though they have not yet even scored, because they definitely want to have the momentum. They want to go for a second, maybe even a third here. Another attempt at a goal, a beautiful save by the goalkeeper. They're really putting him up against a wall here. But he quite admirably holds on to his position. Rock solid. Corner kick, once more. Stride Sports. Attempt here at a goal, but goes too wide. Monarch FC with the ball. Back to the goalkeeper. It's been a real impressive display of talent on the behalf of Stride so far. They've held on fully onto their lead quite significantly, and they're doing so with a very strong attacking posture. Monarch FC perhaps with the counter-attack here. If they can equalize, they can make this into more of a contest. The ball goes wide and it darts past the goal after a header. Goal kick. Goal kick over to the defense. Stride Sports just waiting for that moment to strike. Back to the goalkeeper. And a shot that goes wide. Past the line. Throw in. Over to Monarch FC. Intercepted by Stride. Stride Sports, they're going for it. They're heading right into the danger zone, but it was intercepted by the defense. Picked up by Stride. Player down. They're playing on. Even so. The whistle blows as we look to see if that player requires any medical attention. As you wait, you can see how this game is already ramping up. Stride Sports, they've crafted a fantastic game and a fantastic lead so far. And you can do the same with our sponsor, Wisecraft. And if you're liking how Stride is cool and calm under the pressure, you like our sponsor, Kaveri Hospital. Also keeps you chill and also keeps you safe. As the lull begins to end, just establishing a kick over here, awarded to one of these teams. It'll be Stride. They've had quite a few opportunities here. A player did a bit of a backflip there. It was quite impressive. One of a geniality here in what is a very close game. And here's an opportunity, a layup right into the goal. A moment of error on the behalf of Monarch FC in terms of the defense, in terms of the goalkeeper. Stride Sports struck right when the iron was hot, and they scored a second goal, making that lead ever more formidable and making it even more of a chase for Monarch FC. And of course, it is in fact Boitong for Strides FC. With a phenomenal goal that might very well be the decisive winning goal of the match. The game could be won and lost here in the first half. Judging by the scoreboard, Stride Sports, they're not even done. They're just getting started. Look at how they pace forward, never really losing control of that ball. Even when they do, they recapture it with phenomenal speed. The two players took a bit of a hit there, collided. Jersey number 34 is limping a bit. Should be all right. This will be a good opportunity. Stride. As we lead up to this kick. Another crucial window here for Stride to score a goal. 3 goals all in the first half. That would be quite impressive. But it's a save for Monarch FC. Fantastic save. He didn't look to be concerned at all with that one. Throws it. Launches it. And we'll be having a bit of action over here on this side of the field. Up in the air. Header. And a solid catch for a save by the goalkeeper. He's really been pushed to his limits all throughout this game. Monarch FC with a rare opportunity where they have possession. Even then, Stride's always on the attack. Always wheeling around to try and capture that ball. And they've acquired it again Look at how they dart forward. They're going for it. They're going for a third here. They can hold on to that ball. Captured by the defense. Good save. Good show by that defense of Monarch FC. We weren't about to let that happen again. And now Monarch FC is going for the attack here. They might be on track to equalize if they could score at least one goal. Perhaps that is out of distance so far in the first half. Just one goal would certainly boost the morale of Monarch FC. They've had some hard fights all throughout the NBL. They're a team that struggled to develop their identity from the get-go, but they slowly developed it over time. They're a team with a lot of heart, a lot of commitment, a lot of discipline, and quite a bit of professionalism too, to boot. No doubt they will give it their all as we approach the end game over here. Over to Stride. Pick up my Monarch FC. Stride's holding on. Past the line, there'll be a throw-in. Stride dashing forward, going for a third here. And another good save by the goalkeeper. Stride looking to get that penalty shot. Doubt will be delivered it right here. You see, they're not satisfied with just 2 goals. They want to go for a third, perhaps even a fourth. They really want to win quite decisively, prove themselves as a team to beat. Ball goes wide, up in the air. Right to Strides. Good save by the defense. Strides captures it briefly, but it goes past the line after the defense sent it there. Throw in. Stride. Up in the air. Long pass. Monarch FC over here. Trying to find a line of attack that has not been able to work out in their favor so far. Every time they try to advance, there's always a player from Stride who's able to beat them to the punch. And just look at that fancy footwork over there. If they've been able to carry it forward, that would have been a fantastic goal. It just shows the level of skill that Stride Sports has. It doesn't even matter what the level of skill Monarch FC has. Stride Sports is on the top of their game right here and right now. Monarch FC was looking to advance there. Stride Sports just turn it around in a matter of seconds. They're doing it again here. Holding on to that ball. Maintaining their iron grip of possession. They've really got a lock on that possession. It's one of their strong suits. They're going here for the third. Once more, another attempt. It might be on target. Good save by the defense. That has been Stride's strategy all throughout this first half. Always keep Monarch FC penned in on their side of the pitch. Fight the battle on their turf. Leave them no choice or no opportunity to come back from this. It's a very successful strategy so far. And it might just carry them forward to victory. Right into the arms of the goalkeeper. And just look at the quality and the volume of attempts on behalf of Stride Sports, though. I don't believe Monarch FC has made many successful attempts, not even close, approaching Stride Sports. That's not a mark on Monarch FC, it's just the level of skill on Stride is unmatched. They're looking to advance here. keeping it within the line, perfectly paced. The whistle blows. Goal kick. Almost about 5 minutes left, and the score stands at Stride Sports FC 2, Monarch FC 0. Stride Sports, they're priming themselves to win this game. They're the team to beat, and they're the team that have beaten many formidable opponents. Monarch FC look to be no different. Pass the line, that'll be a throw-in. Over to Monarch FC with a wide pass that unfortunately goes right to the goalkeeper for Stride. They perfectly synchronize this team over here. Squad that has been very painstakingly assembled. A squad that could very well be in the finals of the NBL. Judging by this level of performance, they're on track to do so. To head into the top 4. Stride Sports, they got the ball. Wide shot over to the goalkeeper. There's a storm building over here. Not just in terms of the weather, in terms of Stride, as they're cooking up a storm of goals. 2 so far, and that's just in the first half. Who knows how this final score will end? A very dominant performance so far, though. One that they will no doubt try to carry forward in the second half. They're going for it here. Going for it here, yet again. Coming very close, inches away. That's been their forte so far. Inches away from goals. They always make it count when it lasts. They hold on to that possession. Look at that fancy footwork. It's absolutely superb dribbling on display. Player down for Stride Sports. We can see if he requires any medical attention. He should be able to play on. If not, there'll be a substitute. You too can keep calm and keep safe like that player with our sponsor, Calvary Hospital. Free kick. Stride Sports in fine form right here as they hold on to the offensive, and that looked to be it. Was another goal. It did dart in for a second. Well, a near miss of a goal. The game is so very much in favor of Stride Sports. It's going to be definitely a miracle to see if Monarch DFC can come back from this. Maybe able to score just one goal in the second half. Ref blows a whistle. That'll be a throw-in for Monarch DFC. Perhaps he can make something happen in the tail end of this first half. They're going for it here, but a sweep by the goalkeeper for Stride is able to fend them off. Good show. Stride Sports are going for it again, aiming to get a third in the waning moments of the first half. And they have a layup, if not for the defense right there. Player down. Be a goal kick though for Monarch FC. And that's a halftime whistle blown. And the halftime score stands at Stride Sports FC 2, Monarch FC 0. It's been quite the action-packed first half. We look forward to seeing you after the second short break. We'll have a short interval right here. Once again, I'll repeat the halftime score for emphasis. Strides FC 2, Monarch FC 0. We'll see you right after a short break, and we'll just go over the analytics, and we'll also thank our wonderful sponsors. As you can see, the goal scored by Strides FC 2, one shot on target from Monarch DFC, one shot off target, but Strides FC with a very dominant 7 shots on target. That is definitely the key and the recipe to their success. You can see that with 4 saves by Monarch DFC. No cards awarded so far. It's definitely been a very strong first showing by Stride. And now a quick word thanking our wonderful sponsors, keeping calm and keeping safe with Carvery Hospital. Metal limits don't exist, and they certainly don't have to exist for you. www.prakrita.co.in. Do check them out. Vortex Media Management, taking a step above, just like Stride in this game. Crafting wonderful games like this one with Wisecraft. Building strong foundations with Capella Builders. It's in, it's up, it's Itsuki. And last but certainly not least, Player Nation for all those players out there. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the second half of this wonderful game, this very highly contested game, but it's definitely heading towards a Stride victory over here. Where we last left you off, Stride, they scored a very comfortable 2-point lead over Monarch FC. Looking forward to seeing how the second half develops. Can Monarch FC come back? Can they mount a comeback? Or will Stride FC head towards victory? Only time will tell, and the second half will settle it. We're going to be kicking things off right over here, Calvary Hospital style. And we're off. Over to Monarch FC. Can they regain some possession? Monarch FC with the ball. They're advancing forward. Stride Sports. They look like they've got things under control over here. Even as the ball goes right to the goalkeeper. Stride right now with that lead. They're in prime position to win. But who knows, anything can happen. It's still quite early in the game. Perhaps Monarch FC could mount a strong comeback. Ball goes quite wide, right to the goalkeeper. Over to the players in the defense. Once more, the ball goes wide. Up in the air. Stride look to be continuing their dominance, exerting a lot of control over here on this pitch. Quite fluid in terms of their attacking capabilities. Past the line, that'll be a throw-in. Heading the ball back. Ball is picked up by Stride. And it darts past the defense. Stride here with an opportunity. If they can manage to capitalize on it. And it goes in. It's a goal. A third goal for Stride Sports. That looked to be a goal scorer by Boythang right in there. Once more, that'll be a second goal of the game. That is the case. Just waiting for that confirmation. Indeed, it is the goal scorer for Stride FC. That third goal is Boythang. That pretty much seals the deal in terms of the game. It's going to be very, very difficult for Monarch FC to dig themselves out of the hole that they're in right now. Hole that has almost certainly been driven by these goals scored by Stride Sports. It's an absolutely clinical goal. That might be the clinical finisher goal that they require. But they may go for a fourth or maybe in a fifth here. If they want to have a very high goal scoring record. They're definitely maintaining their position. Dribbling past the defense. They've got that grasp on the ball and they're not letting go anytime soon. Holding on to it. Wheeling past the defense with such dexterity, It's almost graceful, like a balletic dance with the ball. This is truly a very formidable team. Can Monarch FC score at least one goal, even if it is a consolation? They made a solid attempt there. A goal that would have been on target if not for the goalkeeper. Wind has definitely shifted in favour of Strine Sports, but they never really lost it, truth be told. After that one goal scored, they were already quite dominant. They scored a second and now a third. Two of them by Boitang. Goal kick. Pass the line and a throw in. This is the reason right here why Strine Sports, they're at the top of the table. They've proven themselves time and time again, and the time-tested theory about the underdog advantage. In this case, they're a new team. They have a lot to prove. They have a chip on their shoulder. They want to express themselves. They want to excel, and they're doing so right here. Absolutely surpassing the expectations. So Monarch FC, they're really struggling a little bit here. Keep up with Stride. Their name is Monarch FC, but right now, Stride Sports are the ones that are crowning themselves in glory. There'll definitely be some substitutions over here as the second half begins to draw to a close. It's still quite early on, so that could give Stride Sports a chance to score more goals. Perhaps give Monarch FC an opportunity to score a consolation goal, maybe even two, if they're lucky. Ball goes wide, blocked by a header. Stride advances yet again, surging full forward boldly. They're not losing any breath, not losing any step. They've got that spring in their step, they've got that energy, they've got the momentum. They're not losing any of their weapons in the arsenal. Be it offense, be it defense, being attacking on the wings, maintaining the pace, maintaining that possession. This is a truly well-composed team that acts in sync. The ball goes wide, there's a mad dash for it. If I had to bet, I would say that Stride is most likely going to win out. Indeed, they look to be doing so. Pick up there by Monarch FC. See how long they can hold on to that ball. Not very long, apparently. That'll be a throw-in for Stride. Who are really hitting their stride. Not just in terms of their possession, but in terms of the goals scored. 3-0. We definitely maintain a clean sheet at this point. Monarch FC with the ball. They got the possession right now. And they make some magic happen. Not this time. Over to the goalkeeper. Stride Sports with the ball, surging forward with fierce abandon. They've really got a layup here, and unfortunately for them, the ball just darts past. That was a close run thing, but they just didn't have the right angle, perhaps the right force. Even so, they're really applying the pressure on Monarch FC at this moment. Goal kick. Stride very much in the driver's seat as the ball bounces off the post in another near miss. The goalkeeper looked to be a bit taken aback by the speed of that ball. That is a level of skill that we're dealing with here. No doubt Monarch FC are really finding very difficult to find a line of attack or even a line of defense at this point. That gap in the openings has been established and been gone through several times by the powerhouses of Stride Sports. They're doubling back, sending it back to the goalkeeper. Smart move. See that they're almost casual there. Even with the goalkeeper, they're not really under any threat or under any major pressure from Monarch FC. They're playing this game according to their own tempo. And right now they have the instruments of victory. 3 goals. Stride with the ball. Doing a bit of back and forth. Advancing again. Good pass. Maintain that rhythm. Even better tackle there from the defense. Managed to fend off a very stalwart attack on that wing. Throw in. Sorry, in this case, there'll be a kick awarded to Monarch FC. Once more, Stride Sports, their strategy of the best defense is a good offense in this case. It's really working out wonders for them. Look at how they advance again. Almost there. One more. A near miss. Could have, would have, should have been a goal. Had not just been for a few slight seconds. They're really pushing up Monarch FC against the ropes here. They might claim the crown for themselves by the end of the season. That is the power of this team. As Monarch FC, they can definitely look to develop their identity if they can score 1 goal against Stride Sports. At the very least, keep the goal scoring to a minimum. Hold them off against 3 goals. It's not quite a tearjerker or a tragedy right now, but it is a very challenging game. It's a very cerebral game as well. As you can see, Stride Sports develop a very smart strategy that has unfolded across the first and second half and is slowly coming into its own. Strategy is intelligent and yet brutally simple. Score as many goals as possible, keep Monarch FC penned in, leave them no chance as an opportunity to equalize and always have a player on them, shadowing them at every turn. Here could be an opportunity for Monarch FC if they can intercept it. They couldn't quite do it in time. Yet again, it becomes the Stride Sports show. Got the ball again, but the whistle blows and the ref rules that'll be a ball for Monarch FC. Halfway through the second half, score remains at Stride Sports 3, Monarch FC 0. We had 1 goal scored in this second half over here. 2 in the second. Sorry, 2 in the first and 1 in the second. That would be a score line that would intimidate a lot of seasoned teams, and Monarch FC, however, has not allowed it to weigh them down. They're still playing to their heart's content. They're a very hearty team. You really have to respect that about them. Over to Stride. Back again. Keeping things centered. The ball goes wide, darts forward with a lot of speed. Mad dash for the ball, especially by Monarch FC. They have to hold on to it. They hope to score an attack. Stride Sports yet again on the attack, on the offensive. When are they not? Another save by the goalkeeper. It's been a strong defending position for Monarch FC. They've held Stride Sports to a minimum. This has not been a very devastating loss for them, all things considered. It goes to show this team has a long way to go. They have a lot of potential. Just not unlocked it yet in Season 3. But that's a story for another time. Right now, Stride Sports are writing their story, and they're making their mark on the map. Goal kick. Stride with a long pass. Couldn't quite make it in. Header. Another header. Though would have been even better. 3 is better than 1 or 2. Perhaps a 4th goal might be exactly what Stride is looking for. They might just achieve it if they can find the way past the gap, as they did 3 times already. See a strong contest there by the defense. Monarch FC, they're being worn down systematically. Every time they make forward to try and go for an attack, they're unable to make it. They've had 1 or 2 attempts here and there. No doubt that'll be reflected in the analytics post-match. But it's just not quite enough. They have to really dig in deep and find a new strategy, even in this late hour. if they hope to score at least one goal. Strides both continue their dominance in terms of possession, control over the ball. They're pacing the game exactly how they wanted to. Letting time slip by. Back to the goalkeeper. Up in the air. Anyone's ball. No doubt it's going to be Stride. Hold on to the ball. Look at how they keep it within the line. Excellent precision. Tackle doesn't faze them. That'll be a throw-in. Whistle blows. We'll have a redo of that. Throw-in. Over to Monarch FC. Wheeling their way and trying to find that ball and capture it and acquire it and hold on to it. It's a hard-fought match. It's going to be very hard for Monarch FC to keep that ball centered and guide it into a goal. But no doubt they'll try. And they'll try their hardest. Something you can respect about this team. They're going for it here. They can carry it forward. Trying the hardest. And they're going for it. This might be it. Might be the long-lasting attempt. And it was blocked by the goalkeeper. But it looks like it landed in. It landed square in. That's a goal for Monarch FC. At long last, they finally did it. That was a wonderful goal. It might be too late for them to win, but they've definitely held their own against Stride Sports. They've proven that you can't underestimate them. You can push them down, but they'll get right back up. And they've bounced back with a phenomenal goal. That was half an assist, but half a precision strike right into the net. What a game it's been so far. Good save by the goalkeeper. And just waiting for that confirmation. The goal scorer. Stride Sports, they got the ball in hand. Going to hold on to it for a while. Unless Monarch FC is able to surge forward. Monarch FC, of course, the goal scorer recently was Anirudh Bhatt for Monarch FC. He's definitely given his team a new light, a new horizon. Even if for a few waning moments, it was just the boost of the arm that they needed. Kicking the shots they needed. They've got a new energy over here, Monarch FC. They're dashing forward. They might go for a second if they can get it. Stride Sports, of course, they won't let them get away with it easily. Monarch FC could still prove they're more than the equals of Stride Sports. We're making this into quite a contested game if they can score a second goal. Of course, it might be too late, too little too late. If they were to equalize, it would have been a bit earlier. Even so, a fantastic, phenomenal ending to second half as it begins to draw to a close ever so slightly. There's lightning in the sky, and it's lightning the strikes as Stride Sports were able to strike 3 times already. Throw in. Over to Monarch FC. The saying goes, when it rains it pours. It's poured a few goals already. Will there be some more surprises in store for us from one of these teams? Will it be Stride Sports who scores next, or Monarch FC? Let's find out. Stride Sports dashing for the ball. Looks like there was a bit of a collision there. They're able to hold it in, and that's a throw-in for Monarch FC. Five minutes left and a bit of extra time as well. Let's see both these teams make the most of what time they have left to play some fantastic football. Good tackle. Over to Monarch FC. Looking to advance. They found the pass, but it went a bit too far. Goal kick. Goal throw in this case. Over Stride, they keep it within the line. Excellent control. Good pass there. Pass to center. Intercepted by the defense, but no matter, they'll get it again. Another long pass. And they're going for a goal over here. It just bounces off the post. Quite lucky for Monarch FC. I do believe the goalkeeper was on top of things. He wouldn't have let that goal go past. So good strong passes here. Center. Wrap things up. It might just be one more goal that Stride Sports can squeeze out of the arsenal. Ball goes wide. Into the arms of the goalkeeper. Over to Monarch FC. And a good attempt there by Monarch FC. And once more, but the ball goes past into the treetops. Good attempt. That was a solid attempt. A strike that was just about on target. We're seeing the climax of the game over here as it slowly winds down. Goal kick. Ball goes back to the keeper. Goal kick. Up in the air. Monarch FC with the ball. Managed to capture some possession right here at the end. Making some noble attempts at the goal over here. Good save. Excellent save by the goalkeeper and the defense. Dual effort. Over to Stride with a pass over there, down the center. Wheeling forward. And now sprinting forward. It's a beautiful, fancy footwork over there, but shame it never amounted to anything. Throw in. Rather, another free kick. Over to Stride Sports, Monarch FC. Ball is hotly contested, this area, but Stride seems to get better of it. They got the ball, they got a layup for the goal, and it goes right past. A little wide. And with that, the full-time whistle blows, and that'll be all for the full-time score. What a game that was. It was quite thrilling, quite exciting, quite the chase, even there at the end for Monarch FC, who were able to score a consolation goal of 1, proving themselves quite effectively. But Stride Sports, that was their show. The full-time score stands at Strides FC 3, Monarch FC 1. That's definitely reflected in the analytics over here. You can see Monarch FC with 4 shots on target, but Strides FC with double that with 8, Monarch FC with 1 shot off target, Strides with 2, 4 saves for Monarch FC, and 2 for Strides FC. Fantastic all around. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and do stay tuned. We have some fantastic matches to look forward to as we head into the end game of the NBL. Thank you and good night.